Have you ever found yourself sitting quietly, reflecting on your life after turning 70, wondering why, despite all the years, all the experiences, and all you've been through, there's still this heavy feeling inside? It's not your body that's tired or weighed down. It's your heart. Maybe it's the burden of past regrets, unspoken words, or simply the weight of everyday worries that seem to grow heavier with time. If you're in your 60s, 70s, or even your 80s, this isn't just another motivational talk. It's a gentle wake-up call, a reminder that happiness doesn't come from piling more on, but from learning what to let go. Society often tells us that to stay active and fulfilled, we need more. More hobbies, more social commitments, more distractions. But the truth is, the deepest joy and peace in these later chapters come from releasing what no longer serves us. In the next few minutes, I want to guide you through the 8 things that quietly steal your peace and happiness, and how freeing yourself from them can open the door to the most powerful, vibrant chapter of your life yet. Your next chapter is waiting, and it's yours to write. If you are not subscribed, subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. 1. Let go of the belief that you have nothing left to learn. Letting go is never easy, especially when it comes to our deepest beliefs about who we are and what's possible in the years ahead. But perhaps the most limiting belief, the one that quietly seeps into our bones as the birthdays pile up, is the notion that there's nothing left to learn. You see, for so many of us, life has become a long series of days marked by familiar routines. The calendar fills with doctor's appointments, family visits, and errands. After a while, it's all too easy to start thinking that we've already seen the best the world has to offer. We convince ourselves that our learning days are long gone, tucked away in the past with our high school diplomas, college degrees, or the skills we mastered in our working years. But I want you to pause for a moment and think back to your earliest memories. Remember how curious you were as a child. Every corner of the world was something to be explored, every stranger a story waiting to be heard, every question, no matter how simple, an invitation to discover something new. That spark never really leaves us, but life sometimes dims it with the burdens of responsibility and the weight of expectations. Somewhere along the way, we're told that aging is about settling down, shrinking our world, or playing it safe. Society whispers that growth is for the young and that elders have little left to learn, as if wisdom has an expiration date. But the truth is far more beautiful and hopeful than that. Learning is not reserved for youth. It is the heartbeat of staying alive, engaged, and joyful, no matter what year it says on your driver's license. The most vibrant people I know in their 70s and 80s have one thing in common. Their curiosity is still burning strong. They're not afraid to ask questions, pick up a new book, or try their hand at something unfamiliar. Their minds are gardens, always in bloom, because they've never closed the door to new experiences. It doesn't matter if they've witnessed decades of change, wars, inventions, revolutions, the rise and fall of entire ways of life. They know that every day, life still has something new to teach. Letting go of the belief that you've learned all there is to learn is a gift you give to yourself. It's the permission to step out of the shadows of routine and into the light of discovery again. Imagine, for a moment, waking up each day with a quiet excitement that there is something you haven't tried, a story you haven't heard, a skill you might enjoy, or a lesson waiting to be uncovered. When you see yourself as a lifelong student, the world becomes much bigger, and so does your sense of possibility. Some of the most inspiring seniors I've ever met decided, late in life, to pick up a musical instrument for the very first time. Others took an art class, learned to paint, or even discovered the joy of sculpting with their hands, something they never dreamed of doing during their working years. Some people taught themselves a new language, not because they planned to travel the world, but because the simple act of stretching their minds felt so good. I've met folks who joined book clubs, enrolled in online courses, or started writing their memoirs, discovering in the process that their lives still had new stories to tell, even after so many decades. What all of these people have in common is not that they're naturally gifted or have more free time than anyone else. It's that they made a choice. They let go of the belief that learning had to stop. They realized that as long as their minds are curious, their souls are young. Even the act of asking questions about the world, about technology, about history, or even about themselves, can light a spark that chases away the shadows of boredom or loneliness. Every time you learn something new, no matter how small, you are telling yourself and the world that you are still here, still growing, still alive. Of course, it's not always easy. Trying new things can feel uncomfortable. There's a voice that says, "What if I fail? What if I look foolish?" But the real question is, what if you don't try? What if you miss out on a moment of joy, a new friendship, or an unexpected adventure simply because you assumed your learning days were over? Remember, there is no shame in being a beginner, no matter your age. It's a sign of courage. Letting go of that old belief opens the door to connection, too. When you are willing to learn, you connect more deeply with your grandchildren, your neighbors, and even strangers. You become a part of the changing world, not a bystander. Your stories become richer, your laughter comes easier, and your days feel a little more meaningful. So if you catch yourself thinking, "There's nothing new for me," I hope you'll challenge that thought. Take a walk in a new neighborhood, pick up a book on a subject you know nothing about, ask someone about their life, or sign up for a free online class just for the fun of it. Remind yourself, gently and often, that you are still a student of life. As long as you're here, there is always more to see, more to feel, and more to understand. Don't let anyone, including yourself, tell you that the best years are behind you. The truth is, your mind can stay sharp, your heart open, and your spirit lively as long as you choose to keep learning. It's never too late to be surprised by life. So go ahead, be curious. You just might find that the next lesson you learn is the one that brings you the most joy yet. 2. Cut out toxic relationships without guilt after 70. As we grow older, there's a quiet wisdom that comes from years of loving and losing, from seeing the best and worst in people, and from all the lessons that time has gently, or sometimes not so gently, taught us. Yet, even in our 70s or 80s, many of us still hold on to the belief that we are obligated to keep certain people in our lives, no matter how heavy their presence feels. We tell ourselves that family is forever, that old friends must always have a seat at our table, and that letting go of someone, especially now, would somehow make us selfish or unkind. But let's pause and tell the truth that rarely gets spoken out loud. Not every relationship is meant to last a lifetime, and not every connection is a blessing. Some people, no matter how long we've known them, are like storm clouds hanging over a summer picnic, turning joy into worry and hope into exhaustion. Sometimes, the hardest part of aging is learning to honor our peace above the noise of old expectations. If you think back over the years, you'll remember people who lifted you, who made you feel heard, safe, and cherished. But you'll also remember the ones who drained your energy, who criticized, manipulated, or dismissed your feelings. You may have spent decades excusing their behavior, telling yourself it was just the way they are, or that you needed to be the bigger person. You may have endured family gatherings with a tight smile or answered phone calls that left your heart aching and your confidence shaken. But reaching your 70s is like standing at the top of a mountain you've spent a lifetime climbing. The view is clearer now. You can see what truly matters and what doesn't. You have earned the right, through every hardship, every sleepless night, every act of kindness, to protect your peace like it is the most precious thing in the world. Because it is. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Cutting out toxic relationships after 70 isn't about anger or revenge. It isn't about holding a grudge or making a dramatic statement. It's about recognizing that your time and energy are not infinite. You have a limited number of days to spend on this earth, and you deserve to fill those days with love, respect, and genuine warmth. You do not owe anyone your suffering, no matter how long they've been in your life or what history you share. This truth can feel especially heavy when the toxic person is a family member. Maybe it's an adult child who only calls to complain or ask for money, a sibling who constantly brings up old wounds, or even a spouse whose words have cut deeper than anyone else's. For years, you may have believed that family bonds are unbreakable, that your love must be unconditional, no matter the cost. But love does not mean tolerating mistreatment. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself, but boundaries are a necessity. Sometimes, the most loving thing you can do for yourself, and even for the other person, is to step away, to let go of the cycle of hurt and resentment. You can wish someone well from a distance. You can pray for their happiness and healing without allowing them to disturb your own. And yes, it's okay if you feel guilty at first. Guilt is often just a sign that you're finally choosing yourself, maybe for the first time in a very long while. Letting go of toxic relationships can feel lonely, especially in a world that tells seniors to be grateful for any company at all. But there is such power in choosing quality over quantity. Surround yourself with people who lift your spirit, who see your value, who appreciate your wisdom, and who make you feel at ease. Maybe that's a small group, a neighbor who checks in, a friend from church, a granddaughter who listens, or a pet who greets you at the door with pure joy. Even if your circle is smaller now, let it be filled with light and love, not obligation or dread. You have already survived so much in life. You have nothing left to prove to anyone. Every day you choose peace is a day you claim for yourself, a day you honor the years you have left. Imagine the freedom that comes from no longer dreading a phone call, from not having to walk on eggshells, from letting go of the weight you've carried for years. It's not selfish to prioritize your happiness now. It's wise, and it's your right. If you're still unsure, ask yourself this. When you think about spending your time with someone, do you feel lighter or heavier? Do you leave their presence with a sense of calm or a storm in your heart? Trust those feelings. They are your body and soul's way of telling you what you need. Life after 70 is far too precious to be spent in the shadows of toxic relationships. It is a time for gentle mornings, heartfelt laughter, and the kind of connections that make you feel safe and seen. By letting go of those who bring chaos or pain, you open space for more beauty, more kindness, and more peace. You are not too old to make a new friend, to find a chosen family, or to discover that happiness grows best in the sunlight of respect. So if you're holding on to a relationship that's been hurting your heart, permit yourself to let go. You have earned it. And in the space that's left behind, may you find the freedom and happiness you've always deserved. 3. Declutter your life physically, emotionally, and mentally. There comes a point in life, often somewhere beyond 60 or 70, when we begin to notice the quiet weight of things, objects we've held on to for decades, emotions we've buried deep, and thoughts that have crowded our minds for far too long. It's as if the years themselves have collected in corners and closets, in memories we replay at night, in words left unsaid, and in 1,000 tiny decisions to hold on rather than let go. Physical clutter is the easiest to spot. Open a drawer and you might find a pile of keys to locks you haven't seen in years, birthday cards from people who have long since faded from your life, or trinkets gathered from vacations that are only memories now. Maybe your garage holds boxes you meant to sort through after retirement, or your closet is still packed with clothes that once fit a younger version of you. At first, these things seem harmless. But over time, they begin to claim not only your space, but also your energy and your peace. Every object is a silent decision. Should I keep it, move it, clean it, or finally let it go? But the truth is, decluttering your physical world is not about erasing the past. It's about making room for what matters now. Every object you release is an act of love for yourself. That old chair you never sit in, the stack of magazines gathering dust, the gifts you never used but felt guilty throwing out, they all take up space that could be used for something you truly enjoy today. Imagine how it would feel to walk into your living room and see only what lifts your spirit, only what you use and cherish. The freedom of an uncluttered space is not just about having less. It's about feeling lighter and more at home in your skin. And yet, even as we sort through the tangible things, there is a deeper decluttering that calls out for attention. The emotional and mental clutter that we carry, sometimes without even realizing it. How many regrets have you folded and tucked away, hoping they'd disappear if you didn't look too closely? How many worries do you replay, night after night, like old movies with the same sad ending? Maybe it's the guilt over a choice you made long ago, or resentment toward someone who never apologized. Maybe it's the nagging feeling that you could have been more, or the quiet disappointment of dreams that never quite came true. All of these are forms of clutter, too. Emotional clutter weighs on the heart. It makes it harder to feel joy, to trust others, or even to trust ourselves. It's easy to believe that the pain of the past must follow us into every new season, but it doesn't have to. Forgiveness, of yourself, of others, is a way of clearing out old, stale air and letting in a breeze of hope. Speaking the words you've buried, even if it's only to yourself, can lift years off your spirit. When you let go of anger, regret, and guilt, you make space for peace to grow. Mental clutter, meanwhile, can be just as overwhelming. It's all those shoulds and musts that chatter endlessly in the back of your mind. It's the to-do lists that never seem to end, the worries about the future, and the second-guessing that keep you up at night. For many of us, especially in retirement, the mind becomes a busy intersection of thoughts. What if I get sick? What if I run out of money? What if I'm forgotten? While some worries are natural, holding on to every passing thought creates a storm of anxiety that robs you of the present moment. The first step to mental decluttering is to notice the noise. Ask yourself, is this thought useful? Is it true? Does it help me live better, or is it just cluttering my mind? Sometimes writing worries down in a notebook helps release them from your head. Sometimes talking them out with a trusted friend brings surprising relief. And sometimes, the best thing you can do is simply sit quietly, take a deep breath, and remind yourself that you are safe right here and right now. Decluttering isn't a one-time job. It's a gentle, ongoing process of honoring where you are and what you need. Start small. Tidy one shelf, throw away one bag of old papers, make one difficult phone call, or say one kind thing to yourself in the mirror. Every little bit adds up. As you clear out the things and thoughts that no longer serve you, you create a home within yourself that feels peaceful and welcoming. In the end, decluttering is about making room for what matters most. Laughter around the dinner table, quiet afternoons with a good book, phone calls that fill your heart instead of draining it. It's about opening your life to new memories, new joys, and the freedom to be truly present in each moment. When you let go of what you no longer need, you make space for what you've always deserved, a life that feels light, clear, and fully yours. 4. Release the fear of aging. Somewhere along the way, most of us were taught to fear growing old. Maybe it was the ads on television, always selling us something to erase our wrinkles or hide our gray hair. Maybe it was the subtle way people started calling us dear at the grocery store, or how our children began offering a helping hand more often, as if we might break. The message was clear. Aging is something to be dreaded, a slow unraveling of everything that once made life sweet. But what if that message was wrong? What if, instead of bracing ourselves for loss, we started to see aging for what it truly is? A privilege, a testament to endurance, and a badge of honor that many never get to wear. After all, each year that we collect is a year someone else didn't reach. Every wrinkle is a story, a memory, a laugh line from decades of smiles and sunrises. Those silver hairs are not a mark of decline, but of resilience and perseverance. Still, the fear can sneak up on us, especially late at night or when another birthday rolls around. We start to worry. What if I lose my independence? What if my body can't do what it used to? What if the world forgets about me? It's natural to grieve the changes that come with age. The hands that once buttoned a child's coat may now fumble with tiny buttons, and the legs that once carried us up mountains might ache after a short walk. Yet, for all we lose, there is so much more that we gain. Wisdom, for one. The kind of understanding that only comes from years of living, loving, and letting go. We begin to see what truly matters and what was only ever noise. We let go of petty grudges, laugh at our mistakes, and find beauty in ordinary moments. There's a gentle courage that comes from weathering the storms of life and realizing, again and again, that we are still here, still capable of love, still able to change and to grow. But releasing the fear of aging doesn't happen overnight. It's a practice, a gentle reminder to ourselves that we are more than the sum of our years. It starts with gratitude, looking in the mirror each morning and saying, "Thank you. Thank you, hands, for all the meals you've prepared, for all the hugs you've given. Thank you, eyes, for every sunrise, every grandchild smile, every tear and every twinkle. Thank you, heart, for beating through every high and low, for holding the memories of everyone you've ever loved." It also means letting go of the idea that life has an expiration date. So often we're told, "You're too old for that," as if curiosity and adventure belong only to the young. But I've met people who started painting at 80, learned to dance at 75, and wrote their first book at 90. They didn't listen to the voices that said, "Too late." They listened to the quiet, persistent voice inside that whispered, "Why not now?" Age is not a barrier. It's a doorway. On the other side is a version of yourself that is wiser, freer, and more authentic than ever before. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Of course, there are hard days. Days when the body aches or memories flicker and fade. On those days, be gentle with yourself. Remind yourself that you are not less because you are older. You are more. More compassionate, more open, more willing to savor what life offers. There is a unique beauty in letting the world slow down and finally having the time to notice the things you once rushed past. Part of releasing the fear of aging is accepting that change is natural. Just as we embraced new roles at every stage of life, becoming parents, grandparents, mentors, or friends, so too can we embrace the role of elder with dignity. The world needs your stories, your laughter, and your perspective. The world needs people who know how to endure, to forgive, and to love fiercely, even as the years march on. If you find yourself anxious about what's ahead, try to focus on the present. Take a walk and feel the air on your face. Listen to music that moves you. Call someone you love, just to hear their voice. Celebrate the rituals that make you feel alive, whether it's a cup of coffee in the morning or the way sunlight streams through the window at dusk. And most of all, remember that aging is not the end of your story. It's a new chapter, one that holds as much possibility as any that came before. Release the fear and let wonder in its place. Because the truth is, you're not fading, you're evolving. You are not finished. You are becoming more fully, more unapologetically yourself with every passing year. So stand tall in your age, wear your years proudly, and know that you are not alone. There's a whole world of us walking this path together, learning, loving, and discovering every single day the unexpected joys of growing older. 5. Let go of expecting others to make you happy. One of the greatest surprises about getting older is discovering that happiness doesn't always come from where we expect. When we're young, it's easy to believe that fulfillment is tied to our relationships, to our spouse, our children, our friends, or the approval of those around us. We hope someone will say the right thing, make us feel loved, or swoop in to rescue us from our loneliness or sorrow. But somewhere along the journey, especially after 70, life gently, or sometimes forcefully, teaches us a deeper truth. Our happiness is ultimately our own to create. You may have spent years caring for a family, nurturing friendships, or pouring your heart into a marriage. Maybe you were the one everyone relied on, the glue that held it all together. But now, as the nest grows quieter, as friends move away or pass on, and as routines slow down, there can be an aching emptiness. We find ourselves waiting for a call, a visit, an invitation. We might even feel frustrated or let down when others don't show up in the way we hoped they would. This longing is natural. Humans are wired for connection. But the longer we look to others to fill us up, the more powerless we become. The truth is, no matter how much someone loves you, no matter how devoted your spouse, your children, or your friends, they cannot live inside your heart. They cannot heal the secret aches or make you whole. That is work only you can do for yourself. Letting go of the expectation that someone else is responsible for your happiness is not about withdrawing or giving up on relationships. It's the opposite. It's about taking ownership of your joy and freeing yourself, and those you love, from impossible expectations. It's realizing that happiness isn't a gift someone else can wrap up and hand to you. It's something you build, moment by moment, choice by choice, from the inside out. Think about the people you've met in your life who seem content, even when things are hard. They're often the ones who have learned how to cultivate happiness in the quiet spaces of their own company. Maybe they garden, finding joy in the miracle of a single bloom. Maybe they paint, knit, read, or walk outside just to feel the wind on their face. They don't wait for someone else to pull them out of a slump. They reach for what brings them alive. If they're lonely, they call a friend or volunteer. If they're sad, they allow themselves to cry, then gently look for something to smile about. It's not that these people don't value relationships. They do, deeply. But they know that even the most loving partner or devoted child cannot fill every corner of their spirit. And by tending to their joy, they become even more delightful to be around, radiating a light that others want to share in. Letting go of the old expectation isn't always easy. There's often a period of grief, of wishing things were different, or that loved ones were more attentive or thoughtful. Sometimes we have to forgive others for falling short. Sometimes we have to forgive ourselves for holding on to old disappointments or for not reaching out when we could have. But once you lay down that heavy burden, a remarkable thing happens. You begin to notice the simple pleasures that were always waiting for you. You might find happiness in the sun warming your face on a cool morning, in the laughter of a child in the park, in the satisfaction of cooking a meal for yourself and savoring every bite. You might discover peace in a quiet room, with just your favorite music for company. Or you might feel a surge of pride after learning something new, mastering a puzzle, or fixing something around the house. When you stop expecting others to make you happy, you also stop resenting them for not being able to. This creates more space for gratitude, for what they can offer, in whatever way they can. Maybe your daughter is busy with her own life, but she sends you a thoughtful text. Maybe your neighbor smiles and waves each morning. Maybe the grocery store clerk remembers your name. These small gestures become sources of warmth instead of disappointments, because your happiness is no longer hanging on someone else's actions. You are allowed to pursue joy on your terms. You are allowed to dream, to play, to try new things, to make mistakes, to savor solitude or seek company, all because you want to, not because you're waiting for someone else's permission or attention. The older we get, the more we realize how precious and fleeting each day is. Why spend another minute waiting for someone else to bring you the joy you can find within yourself? So let go, gently, of the hope that happiness will arrive on someone else's timetable. Let your heart open to the beauty of taking responsibility for your contentment. You've already survived so much. You've learned so many lessons. This chapter is yours to shape. Fill it with things that make you smile, with moments that matter to you, and with the quiet courage of choosing happiness, again and again, every single day. 6. Stop comparing yourself to younger generations. It's so easy to fall into the trap of comparing ourselves to younger generations. Everywhere we look, on TV, in magazines, on social media, youth is celebrated, energy is praised, and the world seems to cheer for the fresh, the fast, and the new. For those of us in our 60s, 70s, or beyond, it can feel like we're standing on the sidelines, watching a game we once played but now can only observe. The glow of youthful skin, the boundless energy, the speed and stamina, It's tempting to measure ourselves against those vibrant images and feel like we're falling behind. But here's the truth that so many seniors discover over time. You were never meant to be anyone but yourself. The 30-year-old version of you had youth, sure, but you, right now, you carry something far more valuable. You have wisdom born from decades of living, learning, and growing. You have stories that stretch back over years of love, loss, triumph, and heartache. You have a depth of understanding that only comes with time. When we compare ourselves to younger generations, it's like trying to measure the ocean by dipping a cup into it. It just doesn't capture the vastness of what you are. Those youthful years had their strengths, energy, quickness, endless possibilities, but they also had limitations. The perspective, resilience, and patience you carry today are treasures that cannot be rushed or replicated. You have seen more sunrises, weathered more storms, and found the strength to keep going when the path was uncertain. It's also important to remember that the world your children and grandchildren live in is very different from the one you grew up in. Technology moves at lightning speed, social norms shift, and the pressures on younger people are not the same as those you faced. Their successes and struggles are shaped by factors you may not fully understand, just as your life experiences might seem distant to them. Comparing yourself to them is like comparing apples to oranges. Both are valuable, but they are not the same fruit. Instead of competing with younger generations, consider embracing your role as a guide, a storyteller, and a source of strength. Your wisdom can light the way for those who are still finding their path. The patience you've cultivated can teach others how to navigate life's ups and downs with grace. The lessons you've learned can help them avoid mistakes and appreciate the journey more deeply. When you stop comparing yourself to others, you free yourself from a burden that only steals joy. You begin to see your own life as a unique and beautiful story, one that continues to unfold in its own time. You permit yourself to rest when your body needs it, to pursue passions that bring you joy regardless of what anyone else is doing, and to find peace in your rhythm. You are not falling behind. You are standing tall on the foundation of a life well lived. Your value does not diminish with age. It grows richer, deeper, and more meaningful. Celebrate the years that have shaped you, the lessons that have taught you, and the love that has filled your heart. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. So next time you catch yourself comparing your pace, your energy, or your achievements to someone half your age, pause and remember. You are on your journey, and it is one worth honoring. The strength you carry now is quieter but more powerful. You are not less. You are whole. 7. Release regret. Forgive yourself for the past. Regret is one of those heavy emotions that can quietly settle into the corners of our hearts, especially as we look back over the many years behind us. It's that lingering feeling of wishing we had done things differently. Words we didn't say, chances we didn't take, mistakes we made that we can't undo. For many, regret feels like a shadow that follows us, reminding us of lost opportunities or times when we hurt others or ourselves. It's easy to carry regret as if it were a badge of honor, a sign that we truly lived. But more often, it's a chain that weighs down our spirit, making it hard to fully embrace the life we have now. If you find yourself trapped in the web of regret, you're not alone. So many seniors have told me about moments that haunt them, the fights with loved ones that never healed, the dreams they abandoned, the what-ifs that swirl endlessly in their minds. It's natural to feel this way. Life is full of choices, and some of them lead to pain or disappointment. But regret, when held onto too tightly, is like drinking poison and expecting someone else to suffer. Forgiving yourself for the past is one of the most courageous and healing acts you can do. It's not about forgetting or excusing what happened. It's about recognizing that you did the best you could at the time with the knowledge and resources you had. You were human, fallible, learning as you went. No one walks through life without making mistakes, and none of us has a perfect roadmap. When you start to release regret, it's like loosening a grip that's been constricting your heart. You begin to see that your past does not define you. It informs you, yes, but it doesn't control your future. Forgiveness opens a space inside you for peace and acceptance. It allows you to carry your story with gentleness instead of bitterness. Imagine waking up each day without the weight of, if only, pressing down on your chest. Imagine looking in the mirror and saying to yourself, I forgive you. I love you. You are worthy of kindness. This kind of self-compassion is a radical act, especially if you've spent years being your own harshest critic. But it's the key to unlocking joy and freedom in the years ahead. Sometimes, forgiving yourself means facing the hardest parts of your story. It might mean writing a letter to someone you hurt, even if you never send it. It might mean talking to a trusted friend or counselor about feelings you've kept locked away. It might mean taking quiet moments alone to reflect and pray, or meditate. Whatever form it takes, forgiveness is a journey, not a single moment. As you forgive yourself, you also permit yourself to grow. You can take the wisdom from your experiences and use it to live more fully now. You might find new ways to express love, to connect, or to give back. You might discover passions that bring meaning and light. Releasing regret doesn't erase the past, but it transforms how you carry it, with grace and hope. Remember, the years ahead are still yours to shape. You have the power to write new chapters filled with compassion, laughter, and peace. By forgiving yourself, you set yourself free to embrace those possibilities without the heavy chains of regret. So if you hear a voice inside that says, I'm not worthy, or I made too many mistakes, challenge it gently. Remind yourself that you are human, that you are learning, and that you deserve the same kindness you offer to others. Your past is a part of you, but it's not all of you. Let go of regret and open your heart to the love and peace waiting for you now. 8. Throw away the lie that it's too late. One of the biggest lies we tell ourselves as we get older is that it's too late. Too late to start something new. Too late to chase a dream. Too late to find love, to learn a new skill, to make a difference. The world around us, and sometimes even our thoughts, convince us that the best years are behind us, that the chapters worth reading have already been written and closed. But that lie couldn't be farther from the truth. If you're in your 60s, 70s, 80s, or beyond, I want you to hear this loud and clear. It is not too late. Your story is still unfolding, and you are still holding the pen. There is so much life left to live, so many possibilities waiting for you just around the corner. Look around and you'll find countless examples of people who refuse to believe that age limits what they could achieve. Some women took up painting in their 80s, capturing the world through new eyes and colors they'd never imagined before. Men who learned to play instruments, wrote books, started businesses, or traveled to places they'd only dreamed of. They didn't wait for permission or the right time. They decided that right now, this moment, was perfect for a fresh start. Throwing away the lie that it's too late is a radical act of courage and hope. It means refusing to let fear or doubt steal your future. It means waking up each day with the belief that your dreams don't have an expiration date. Maybe you've carried a secret wish for years. Maybe to learn to dance, to write poetry, to volunteer, or to start a garden. Whatever it is, now is your time. This truth isn't just about grand achievements. Sometimes it's about small, everyday joys that bring your spirit alive. It's about picking up that novel you always meant to read, joining a walking group, or reaching out to someone new. It's about saying yes to opportunities and adventures, even if they scare you. You might worry that your body isn't as strong as it used to be, or that your mind isn't as sharp. But strength and wisdom often grow deeper with age. The resilience you've built over a lifetime is a powerful force. And even if things move a little slower, that doesn't mean your journey has ended. It just means it's taking a new, beautiful shape. So, throw away that lie. Let it go like a worn-out coat you no longer need. Embrace the freedom that comes with knowing you are not defined by a number or by what others expect. You are defined by your passion, your curiosity, your courage, and your heart. Your story is far from over. You still have so much to give, so much to experience, and so much to become. Don't wait another day to begin. The pen is in your hand, and the next chapter is yours to write. As we come to the close of this journey together, I want you to remember something truly important. Your story is far from finished. No matter your age, no matter the challenges you faced or the doubts you carry, this moment right now is a fresh beginning. You have the power to release what weighs you down. The fears, regrets, comparisons, and expectations that don't serve you anymore. In letting go, you open the door to a lighter, more joyful, and deeply fulfilling chapter of your life. The beauty of life after 60, 70, and beyond is that it holds endless possibilities. You can still learn, grow, love, and create. You can choose to surround yourself with peace and positivity. You can embrace your wisdom and wear it like a badge of honor. The years you've lived have shaped a unique, invaluable person with so much to offer, to yourself and the world around you. If this message has touched your heart, I encourage you to take a small but powerful step today. Write the word "free" in the comments below as a declaration. A promise to yourself that you're letting go of what no longer serves you and stepping into the freedom and happiness you deserve. Share this video with someone you care about who might need to hear this reminder, too. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and join our community. A place where we support each other in living fully, joyfully, and fearlessly at every age. Because your best days aren't behind you. They're right here, waiting for you to embrace them. Your next chapter is yours to write, and I can't wait to see what you create.